ओम शुक्लांबरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं पशान्तये। ओम सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ओम पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम्। यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः। ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः।
Bhagavad Gita, chapter 13, verse 23, Bhasya. Read verse 23.
य एवं वेत्ति पुरुषं प्रकृतिं च गुणैः सह सर्वथा वर्तमानोऽपि न स भूयोऽभिजायते।
The result of gaining Brahma Jnana was told. The person who knows Purusha, Neyam Brahma, called here as Kshetrajna, one who knows its real nature, along with Prakriti and its effects, and also that Prakriti Maya gets ended in Atma Jnana, the Brahma Jnana. Means, in short, as Atma Jnani, Brahma Jnani. Atma Jnani, Brahma Jnani are one and the same because Atma and Brahma are one and the same entities. Chaitanya Tattva, Chit Tattva, pure awareness principle, pure conscious principle. Now, one such a Jnani, whatever style of living he may take to, actually there is no his deliberate will to take to any particular type of lifestyle. It is guided by prarabdha karma. So what Bhagavan wants to say is, irrespective of the style of his living, whether he is living strictly in accordance with the varnashrama dharma or not, or means such a conduct. So, irrespective of that, saha na bhuyaha abhijayate. He is not reborn. Rebirth is guided by or controlled by the karma phalas. We have seen karma phalas can be categorized in 4 categories as far as jnani is concerned, not ajnani. Jnani is concerned. What are those? Sanchita karma. Sanchita karma that is karma phalas accumulated from past endless births which have not yet fructified. Stock of it is there. In the case of Jnani, after this body took place, up to the point of gaining the knowledge, whatever karma phala has taken place, he has done in this life. After gaining the Atma Jnana, till the prarabdha gets over, whatever karmas it does, 3 and prarabdha karma. 4 categories. In the case of Ajnane, Sanchita, Prarabdha, Agami. Agami means the sum total of karma phalas which are the results of karmas the Ajnani has taken 2 in this present embodiment. The same thing is divided into 2 categories in the case of Jnani. One before gaining knowledge, others after gaining knowledge. So, that is bhuyaha na abhijayate means what happens? None of these karmas are capable of giving future births. No agami, not even the karma done before knowledge, even karma done after knowledge cannot give. Prarabdha gets exhausted by bhoga. To this, a doubt was raised. This is not correct. Why? Because karmas cannot end, means karmas means karma phalas. See, karma phala, for karma phala, karma word is used in the Shastras many times. You have to see the context. Karma phalas cannot get ended without bhoga. And if that get ended, people will lose the Shraddha in the Shastras. Do this, you will get something result. To this doubt, the clarification was given that no, in the wake of Atma Jnana, Brahma Jnana, all karmas, Sanchita, karmas done before gaining knowledge, karmas done after gaining knowledge get destroyed, prarabdha gets ended by bhoga. This was proved by so much of discussion so far. But Purvapaksha had raised one objection. He says, look, karma phalas cannot end without giving the bhoga experience. Just as prarabdha karma. See, you Vedanti also accept that prarabdha karma is not destroyed by knowledge. It has to be ended by bhoga experience only. That means the case, nowhere in the Shastras any reason is given to distinguish prarabdha karma from the rest of the 3 karmas. No. Prarabdha karma gets ended by bhoga, whereas they without bhoga, what is that? Sanchita, aga, before gaining knowledge, karma done after gaining knowledge. These do not get, this thing was not what this was not, is not told anywhere. Means, prarabdha karma, jnana cannot end prarabdha karma. It has to be ended by bhoga experience only. This is an exception, whereas it is not applicable to others. Like this, specific mention is not in the Shastra. So that is the one doubt still not answered. So on what basis it is said that prarabdha karmas have to be undergone, whereas rest without giving phala, they get ended only when Atma Jnana is gained. This needs to be clarified, which was not answered so far. Now this point is taken and the answer is being given. Read Yattu Uktam Yatha
यत्तु उक्तं यथा वर्तमानजन्मारम्भकाणि कर्माणि न क्षीयन्ते फलदानाय प्रवृत्तानि एव सति अपि ज्ञाने तथा अनारब्धफलानाम् अपि कर्मणा क्षयः न युक्तः इति तदसत्.
So, sir, your earlier statement, which is paraphrased here, is not correct. What did the Purvapaksha say? Yattu uktam. Sir, whatever that you had told, what is that? Namely, yatha, just as vartamana janmarambhakani karmani, karmas which have given rise to our present body. I hope you know our lifespan and the major things, events in life are guided by what? Prarabdha karma. What you face in life is prarabdha. How you face in life is the purushartha self. By purushartha, one can, to an extent, give a change, not totally, the prarabdha, like prayaschitta karma, punitive actions. It is possible. Or what is that? Other karmas, like that they are there, but like the medicines. In medicine, there is a manufacturing date and expiry date. Like that, karma phalas can be made to expire by that date, which is possible only by Atmajnana. But here, prarabdha karma of a jnani, it is already clearly told, it has to be undergone. So, vartamana janmarambha karani means prarabdha karmani. न क्षीयन्ते फलदानाय प्रवृत्तानि एव सत्यपि ज्ञाने. Sati api jnane. Even if Atmajnana is gained, says these karmas. So, and what are prarabdha karmani? Faladanaya pravruttani eva. Which have already started giving their result. Which are already engaged in giving the result in this body. They, what is that? Even if Atmajnana is gained, they don't get ended unless experience, unless bhoga is taken to. When this is so, anartatha, like that only, like prarabdha karma, anarabdha phalanam api, the karma phalas which have not yet started yielding their result, namely in the case of jnani, sanchita, all accumulated past karmas in this body done up to the point of gaining knowledge. Number 3, karmas done after gaining the knowledge in this body until the prarabdha gets over. These, without giving result, they end is not correct. Why? Specific mention is not there. That you have to distinguish prarabdha karma from the rest of these. Nowhere told in the Shastra. Says, yattuktam. Sir, this is what you had told earlier. Iti. Tat asat. Your statement is wrong. The Purvapaksha asks, Katham. Sir, how do you say so? O Vedanti, how do you say that my statement, like prarabdha, rest 3 varieties of karma, should give bhoga and then only end? So this is wrong. How do you say? Read Bhasya.
कथं तेषां मुक्तेषु वत् प्रवृत्तफलत्वात्.
The expression is, how do you say so? Look, there is a specific feature of prarabdha. which will be explained. First, what is that feature is told, then it will be explained in detail. Tesham means prarabdha karmanam. Prarabdha karmas are what? They are like mukteshuvat, like an arrow that is already shot, released from the bow, like a bullet which is already triggered off, not on the point of triggering, already shot. Now, such arrow will end only after the course of its momentum gets exhausted. The bowman who has shot the arrow has no control over the arrow that is shot, unless it is an astra. Astra means a guided missile, wherein that mantra itself is there is a provision. But not just like that. After hitting the target, it can be called back. But first, it will have to hit the target. But once he releases the arrow, the person has no control over it. Like that, karma phalas which have started giving the result in terms of the body have to yield the result. Whereas the other three varieties are in different category. Same thing will be explained with the illustration of shooting an arrow. This much you first know. First, he explains. Tesham means prarabdha karma. Mukta issue. Issue means bana. Arrow. Like an arrow that is released, but that it is bound to have its course of action. Same statement is explained now. Continue.
यथा पूर्वं लक्ष्यवेधाय मुक्त इषुः धनुषः लक्ष्यवेधोत्तरकालमपि आरब्धवेगक्षयात् पतनेन एव निवर्तते एवं शरीरारम्भकं कर्म शरीरस्थितिप्रयोजने निवृत्ते अपि आसंस्कारवेगक्षयात् पूर्ववद् वर्तते एव.
Yatha, just Purvam, earlier, Laksha Vedhaya Muktaha Ishuhu. Ishuhu means that arrow. Muktaha, released, shot. What for? Laksha Vedhaya. To hit the target. The arrow that is already shot or released to hit the target. What does it do? Vishu Dhanushaha Lakshavedoha Muktaha Dhanushaha Muktaha Ishu. Dhanushaha means from the bow. The arrow that is already shot or released from the bow. What does it do? Laksha Vedhottara Kalamapi. Even after hitting the target, Arabdha Vegakshaya. That is, by the very momentum, Vega, speed, momentum of Arabdha, that whatever that force by which it was released, it is not yet over. Patanena eva nivartate. Nivartate means it ceases. Also the return there, but here it ceases to move forward. Patanena eva. Only after, even if it has hit the target, only after its total momentum is exhausted, it falls down. Perhaps you may know from Ramayana, in Kishkindha Kanda, the treaty between Rama and Sugriva. Sugriva was so scared of Bali because of his strength. So, though Rama offered him the help and he was happy and he did accept, inside his mind, a doubt was there whether Rama is capable of overpowering Bali, his brother, elder brother. So he very nicely put forth the case. Rama, my brother is so powerful. If he shoots an arrow, it pierces through the sala tree. A sala tree is a very huge trunk. I think America, some trees are there like that. Huge trunk. So it pierces and goes. Such a power is. Rama laughed. You want to see my power? Come on. He took to a place where seven sala trees were in row. Now see, Rama shot the arrow. It crossed first, means even after cutting first, momentum is so that. Second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, then it went further and fell down. Sugriva was convinced. This Rama is not an ordinary guy now. Certainly Bali will be finished now. So like this, it depends on the momentum of this. See, when an archer releases the bow, he stretches the cord. And how far he can stretch the cord, the momentum increases. You must have heard this description of Rama. Ajanu Bahu. It means his hand was touching the knee. And it is said, Satyasai once said, if Rama were to come and stand in front of you today, you will get disillusioned. Because, not only Rama, those days, Rama's height was about 21 feet. Think of it. His height was 21 feet. In fact, he has shown his marriage ring, wedding ring. It is like a wrist, or the diameter of a wrist. That much is it. So now see, with such a thing, what power it must be in the one. But anyway, a short arrow or a bullet, even if it hits the target, it will continue to move unless it gets stuck up in the target and is not able to pierce and go further. So continues to move until its momentum gets over. So like that, in the case of Jnani, his prarabdha was such that this was his last birth. By effort, he got the Atma Jnana, Brahma Jnana. The purpose of prarabdha and the body is, that is what served. Purpose of the body is served. But momentum of prarabdha continues. Because knowledge doesn't kill the body, end the body, it continues. So that is always what it says. Like the short arrow, how it continues even after hitting the target. Evam, in the same manner, Sharirarambakam karma. The karmas which are produced this body means prarabdha karma. Sharira sthiti prayojane nivrutte api. Sharira sthitehe prayojane nivrutte api. Even if it has accomplished the existence of this body which was meant to gain the Atma Jnana, nivrutte api, though it is over, though it is got. Asamskara vega akshaya. So, paryantam, up to the momentum of the prarabdha karma gets over, means that stock of prarabdha karma must end when the body falls. Nivruta samskara viksha purvavat, as earlier, which was keeping the body continued, so also vartate eva, it continues, means of which it will be explained hereafter. Prarabdha karma is like an arrow that is already released from the bow. The rest three varieties of karma are like the arrow which is set on the bow but not released. When not released, you have an option to take it off. It can be stopped. That is what happens to the other three types of karma. So they are like the arrows which are set on the bow but not yet released, and therefore they get ended by jnana, because karta, the doer, ends in the jnana. Therefore bhokta will not be there, and that being the case, the other three karmas end without gaining the result, unlike prarabdha karma, which is like an arrow that's already released. Continue. Saha eva issue.
सहा एव इषुः प्रवृत्तिनिमित्तानारब्धवेगः तु अमुक्तः धनुषि प्रयुक्तः अपि उपसंह्रियते तथा अनारब्धफलानि कर्माणि स्वाश्रयस्थानि एव ज्ञानेन निर्बीजीक्रियन्ते.
Saha eva issue. The same arrow which was set and earlier released, now it is not released. Saha issue. Pravrutti nimittan arabdha vegahatu. So pravrutti nimittan arabdha vegahatu. Though it is going to pick up the movement to take to its course. It is set there already. The cord is already what? Stretched. Only what is remaining is releasing. It is set there. So anartha, but what happened? Amuktaha, not released. Though set and kept ready to shoot or release, it is not released. Amuktaha dhanushi prayuktaha api. Though prayukta set, connected to bow, even then upasamhriyate. What is that? It is withdrawn, not shot. Once you shoot, you have no control. But even though kept set to release, but not release, you can withdraw it. Tatha, in the same manner, anarabdha phalani karmani, the karmas which have not started their phalas, namely sanchita, in the case of jnani, sanchita, karmas done until the point of gaining knowledge, to karmas done after gaining knowledge in the same body, three. These are not like the arrow that is already revealed, but they are like the one which is set on the bow but not yet released. So therefore karmani swashraya sthanani eva, though they are in their own place. What is the place? What is the place of karma phalas? They are in the sabhasa antakarna, in form of samskaras. In the past form of samskaras, impressions or vasanas, in the antakarna which enjoys chidabhasa. So as if they are where? Set on the bow, as it were. Swashraya sthanani eva. Jnanena nirbiji kriyante iti. They are what? Nirbiji kriyante, like a roasted seed. They are incapacitated to grow further. Here growing it, giving the further embodiment. Punarjanma, rebirth. So jnanena, by knowledge, nirbiji kriyante. They are made like the seeds which are incapacitated to germinate by roasting. Iti. So what happens? Patite asmin vidvat sharire. Once by prarabdha ending, this body falls off. This body means Jnani's body falls off. Other three varieties are already incapacitated by knowledge. They were not like the released arrow. So therefore, this be the case. No birth. And what Bhagavan said is correct. Nasa bhuyaha abhijayate. From this verse, that person is not born again. Iti yuktam eva uktam. What Bhagavan said is what? Is a correct statement only. Iti siddham. So it is proved. So therefore, once the knowledge is gained, the course of prarabdha karma will continue until the body falls. Other varieties of karmas cannot give rebirth to the jnani. Whereas in the case of a jnani, sanchita minus prarabdha plus agami. This agami word, entire life karmas. That will be the future sanchita. From that, whatever that is imminent to give the further result, give the prarabdha of the future embodiment. And like this, it will continue. This is how a jnani is not reborn. That is proof. Now tell me, by gaining Atma Jnana, no more rebirth, no more samsara, good or bad? Would you like to have it or not? Think twice. If no more rebirth, भेड़ पूरी खाने को नहीं मिलेगी. One day international देखने को नहीं मिलेगा. Of you are born as a human being, huh? We don't know what will the next embodiment. No. The calamity of samsara ends, and therefore Atma Jnana, Brahma Jnana is should certainly gain. The next question is how to gain it. How to gain it? Preparations were told already, but how exactly to gain it? The upaya, the means are being now told. Read Bhasya, Atra Atmadarshane.
अत्र आत्मदर्शने उपाय विकल्पाः इमे ध्यानादयः उच्यन्ते.
Dhyanena iti. So dhyanena iti. Bhagavan in the next verse, that is coming verse, beginning from dhyana iti, that is what atra. Atra means in this forthcoming verse, Atma Darshane, for the darshana of Atma. What is meant by that? Atma Sakshatkaraya. For Sakshatkara, direct knowledge, direct experience of Atma, to gain that. Upaya Vikalpa. Upayanam Vikalpa. Upayas are means. Vikalpas are option or variety. Varieties of means are being given to gain the Atma Darshana, Atma Sakshatkar. You have Atma Darshana, Atma Sakshatkara. Given this definition of Sakshatkara, Brahma Sakshatkara, Atma Sakshatkara. Chinmatra Saratvam Brahma Sakshatkara iti uchyate. Chinmatra Saratvam. In your experience, all that is there is only Chaitanya and Chaitanya alone, free from all superimposed entities called Jagat. Chinmatra Saratvam. That's Atma Sakshatkara. Means you are what you are without the cognition of anything whatsoever other than you that are superimposed on you. You may argue, see, buddhi, mind, indriyas are superimposed, but they are the one which make us know something. And if they are not there, how are you going to know it? No problem. Why? Chaitanya Atma is what? Self-evident. Swa-prakasha. Swayam Jyoti. It doesn't need buddhi, indriya, mana, etc. On the contrary, it is the entity that enables buddhi, intellect, mind, indriyas to function. So that is, you remain Chaitanya and Chaitanya alone, which is self-experiencing in nature. So that is what Sakshatkara. Then it means you are aware of what you are in reality. That's moksha. Abidance in our Swarupa is moksha. Presently, we are in exile, as it were, in terms of the perceptible Jagat, projected by our own mind. Not some, don't think from somewhere we have brought it. We only brought it. But we know not how to get out of it. So therefore, Upaya Vikalpaha, the varieties or options, the means given. For example, ime, these, what are those? Dhyanadayaha. Dhyana, meditation, adi, we'll see what are the other things. What? Uchante. Uchante means, told means being described. Bhagwan is now going to describe the means by which one can gain this Atma Darshana, Atma Sakshatkara. Why option? Why varieties? Simple. It depends on your capacity. You want to go to Delhi to see the live parade of Republic Day. You have got options. You can take a flight. You can take a express train like Rajdhani, etc. You can take passenger train, or you may go on Padayatra also, 2-3 months earlier. Who determines? Your financial capacity. Is it not? Like that, depending on the eligibility of the mumukshu, to begin with, it appears as though varieties of means are given. But finally, it concludes with knowledge only. The rest become the preparatory means to gain the Atma Jnana, Brahma Jnana, or what is called as Atma Darshana, Atma Sakshatkara. This is what Bhagavan is going to tell now. Read verse Dhyanena.
ध्यानेनात्मनि पश्यन्ति केचिदात्मानमात्मना अन्ये सांख्येन योगेन कर्मयोगेन चापरे
Kechit. Some people. Atmanam. Atmana. Atmani. Dhyanena. Pashyanti. Anne. Sankhena. Yogena. Pashyanti. Atmana. Atmanam. Atmani. Common. Pashyanti. Aparecha. Karma yogena pashyanti. It appears as if three means are given. To begin with, yes. But finally they ended only one. Now it says, Kechit. Some people. Now, who are these some need to be described? What are some people? They are what is called as highly eligible seekers. Uttama adhikarinaha, who are best in their eligibility. Adhikari is not a power or authority here. Eligibility. For any pursuit, certain eligibility is required. What is the best eligibility? Shuddha antakarana and ekagra antakarana. In short, the vairagya is so intense, the mind is totally withdrawn from the external pursuit. The bahirmukha mind, extrovert mind, is made totally introvert. And it has the capacity to take to a single preoccupation. Means it has got ekagrata, high degree of concentration. Not only pure mind, but high degree of concentration. Single pointedness of the mind is there. Just like that, he can switch off from the external world and turn toward Atma Sarupa. That person is called as Uttamadhikari. He has not got it overnight. He has worked for it, maybe in the many past lives onwards. But now he is ready with that eligibility. Such person, Atmanam, see the three words Atma is there. The declensional cases differ, but Atma is one. So you have to say what is what. Atmanam here is what? Pratyak Chetanam, actual Atma, Chaitanya Swarupa Atma. Accusative. Atmana. Atmana here is again by the antakarana, which is well prepared by dhyana. What is dhyana? What is meditation going to be explained now? That mind which has got thorough samskaras of take to dhyana meditation, because it's practiced. So that in terms of upasanas earlier. Atmana means dhyana samskrutena antakarana. Mind which is well refined, well prepared by dhyana. See, one of the qualifications for this is the krita upasti. One who has taken to upasana of Saguna Brahma or Parameshwara. Saguna Brahma means Parameshwara with a form, which gives chitta ekagrata, chitta naishtal. If this is not there, he has to, after this, he has to get into dhyana. If krita upasti, a person who has taken to upasana, upasana is meditation only. But here upasana is Ishvara with the form, not formless Brahma, not formless Chaitanya. When it takes to its successful completion, what is successful completion of upasana, Saguna Brahma upasana? The sakshatkara of the deity that you meditate upon. Means that deity appears in front of you. Then means what? That person have got perfect chitta naishchalya, single point. Of course, it can, if he is not cut for Atmajnana, he will get results. That means, Vidyaranya Muni, he had done upasana up to the point of successful completion. Devi appeared in him. He had taken to for the sake of gaining money because he was a highly great scholar. But those days there was no avenue to earn as such. So Devi did give Sakshara, but said, no, it is not for you this life. Because he was cut for what? Jnana. But whomsoever you bless, they will be prosperous. That is how Vijayanagara Empire came into existence. He guided Hukka and Bukka brothers and saw to it that Vijayanagara Empire was a prosperous empire it is. That is done. But he was and in fact, he was a Jivan Mukta. You should read his Jivan Mukti Viveka. This. He was also, he became afterwards the Mathadipati of Sringeri Math, the pontiff of Sringeri Math. It is said, when he wanted to end his sojourn, he went to the room or some, what hut, we don't know what a hut or something like that, a place, and told the others, lock the door from outside. Don't open for 2 years. And he went inside and it was locked. But these people were impatient. After a few days, they opened the door. There was no one, only one Shivalinga was there. I think at that place now, beautiful temple is built. Vidyaranya temple in Sringeri is there. He was really Aranya. Forest of knowledge means such a great scholar. Not simply Vedanta, grammar, sound, this, dance, music, all the branches of knowledge, he was expert. So that is how that antakarana, atmana, which has taken to successful upasana. There is one more case, because the context has come, though it is not no much relevance. You must have heard Tennali Ramakrishna, a humorous poet in who the Krishna Devaraya, in the court of King Krishna Devaraya. Like Birbal in the Akbar's court, here he was in this Vikatakavi, a poet, but not ordinary poet, a humorous poet. He was so poor that he could not take to the learning. He used to go to the school, but he was not able to pay the fees. He was driven out. He was very brilliant. What he did was, he was standing at the window of the school and listening what is that. Somebody saw that, and out of jealousy, from there also he was driven out. He got so much disgusted and become so, that is what, he felt very sorry. He went to forest, do tapas. The dense forest with the wild animals is there sitting at one place. When the sadhu was passing by, said, "My boy, you here in such a forest? What made you come here?" He said, "Look, this is not the age. You go." He was not ready at all. So it was near a temple. In the forest, there was a temple, Devi temple. Nearby, one tank was there. The olden days tanks was there. He said, "Look." He saw it determination like Dhruva. He said, "I will give you a mantra. Do this upasana in this manner." Mantra. If you do perfectly, after a year or so, you will get darshana of Devi. But remember, don't get frightened. She will have 1,000 faces, and each face ferocious and angry. I warn you, don't get frightened. After all, she is mother. She will not harm you. Don't get frightened. He took it seriously, and with wholeheartedly he started doing the japa. After a year or so, he did get the sakshatkara, the darshana of the Devi. And as the saint has told, sage has told, she was very ferocious, angry look and all that is all. Devi asked, "Are you not afraid of me?" He burst in laughter loudly. Devi was surprised. "What made you laugh?" Say, "Mother, we have got only one nose. And if we catch cold, how miserable we know. You have got 1,000 noses. How do you manage when the cold comes to you?" Devi laughed. Devi laughed and said, "You will become Vikatakavi." Means a poet, but with humor. And that is what happened. He happened to be the Tenali Ramakrishna's royal court, etc. Means with this, that this such upasanas help one to develop single pointedness of mind. Ravana did have this, but it got polluted. Why? Kama was there. Desire was so powerful, and that also adharmic desire. So that is how it is. Now here, this eligible person who has not only Shuddhanta Karna, you know by now what is Shuddhanta Karna. In one word, if you have to say, highly Viraktanta Karna. Antakarna, which has developed Vairagya to a great degree that it is not interested in any Vishayas of the Jagat. such mind automatically comes back. It is not scattered in the Vishayas. That purity, that calmness, that composure of the mind is there because of Vairagya. That is not sufficient. By habit, the mind will run here and there. So therefore, ekagrata, single point is there. This person, what does he do? Atmana, Atmanam, that is Pratyak Chetana Chaitanya Atma, Atmana, Dhyana Sanskritena Antakarana. Atmani, here Atmani Antakarana Buddhi. He did not go somewhere to find out Atma. Acharya doesn't catch him by the ear and come here, I will show you this thing. It is Antakarana, only the Atma is there. Atmani Buddha. So, Atmanam Pashyati, how? Dhyanena Pashyati. By meditation they see. What is meant by meditation? Meditation is maintaining a single thought of the meditated entity to the total exclusion of dissimilar thoughts. Bhashyakara is going to explain that. And then Pashyanti, they see. This is Kechin, this is Uttamadhikari. Anne, others, for this Madhyamadhikarina, mediocre seekers. So what they do? Sankhena yogena atmanam pashyanti. By Sankhya yoga. Here Sankhya yoga means Drigdrisha viveka. Chaitanya Atma is the Sakshi of the perceptible Jagat Saksha. It will be explained afterward in Bhasya. So by the Drigdrisha viveka, seer seen distinction. Chaitanya Atma is the illuminating principle of all the buddhi pratyayas, all the thoughts that come in the mind. By that, the Madhyamadhikaris. So that is. Then those who are not even capable of taking to this, apare, adhamadhikarina, dull seekers, who can't take to Sankhya, of course, who can't take to Dhyana. What they do? Karma yogena atmanam pashyanti. They know, they gain the knowledge of Atma by karma yoga. Be careful here. Not that karma yoga straight away gives knowledge. Karma yoga makes them eligible to have that disposition wherein they can gain the knowledge. Pashyanti. So that is how it is. We'll see the Bhasya.
स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्तां न्याय्येन मार्गेण महीं महिषाः गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यं लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु काले वर्षतु पर्जन्यः पृथिवी सस्यशालिनी देशोऽयं क्षोभरहितः ब्राह्मणाः सन्तु निर्भयाः ॐ सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतङ्गमय ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ।